So let me start again. If you have green algae on your wall, all those green things on your wall, this is the proper way to treat it. The number one thing you need to do is to scrape off that surface, whether you scrape it manually or you use a pre-washing machine to wash it. The other thing you need to do after that is to apply biocidal wash or a wall conditioner on the wall. So you can apply the biocidal wash to wash the surface so that the algae never grow again, or you apply, there are some wall conditioner that you can put on the wall without washing. It will kill it, and then you apply primer and then you repaint the surface. So but one thing you must also note is that there are some algae that on the that you have on your wall that is caused artificially, not naturally. What do I mean? You have a storage tank above and then the water is pouring on the fence or on your wall. There's no way algae will not grow, even though go and bring any material to put on the surface, unless you are using tiles or any other. Even with tiles, you, in some cases, you notice that algae will grow on that wall. So what you need to do is to direct the water that is falling on that wall away from that particular fence or from that particular surface, so that water will not be getting in touch with that surface again. But as long as water is getting in touch, you will keep end up scraping it, reapplying biocidal wash, applying primer and repainting over and over. But the simplest way to stop it forever is to direct the water away from the wall, and then you paint it. Mosquito don't choke me that you. Yes, open roof is good, but if it is not done properly, you end up regretting it. So these are some things you must do if you have an open roof or you plan to have an open roof. The number one thing you must ensure, and the top thing you must ensure, is that it is waterproof properly. You see, and waterproofing means you apply some chemicals on the wall of the, not have all this aluminium roof, not have all this aluminium roof there. You need to waterproof it properly. You need to add costa 2K crystal coat, or you add a bitumen. There's something we call 250. So you add it, so you add it to the upper part of the place, so that when water is falling there, water will not soak. But even after applying those things, you need to cover them, because most of this material, they don't like direct contact with sun. So you need to cover them from UV rays from sun. So you can either cover them with normal grass if you have that roof that does not have what's it called, that does not have the sheet, the aluminium sheet. You just have empty concrete open roof. So you cover it with tiles, or you cover it with grass, all this decorative grass, you cover it with that. So, or you cover it with any other thing, so that it will not come in direct contact with sun. So those are the things you need to do. So open roof is beautiful if it is done properly. Why son? Àwọn ọlọ́mà wọ́n ní kíní ọparun ká tó síta yẹn nípa àwọn oníkó nípa máa sanwó. Èló náà la máa san. Wọ́n ti kó wọn wá síbi ẹlẹ́yìn. Mr. Innocent, let me attend to them. How much you want give am?
I don't know, 5,000. You talk of
So
giving
you
it back.
get 5,000,
Yeah.
or you get from that booking. Did you know it is possible to screed your already painted wall? Yes, if you have a place, you just rent the place, or you just bought the apartment, and then you notice that they've painted the place, but the painting, you are still seeing some bumpiness and the wall is not smooth. Yes, you can still do screeding on that particular place, but there are some things you need to make sure you do. The first thing you need to make sure you do is that the wall is solid. That is, the wall is not dusting off, and then the paint is dusting off already. If that is the case, you need to remove that old paint and then screed over the surface you have, and then you'll be good to go. So those are the things you need to do before you paint, but if you before you screed. But if you notice that the paint is not peeling, is still strong, you can just do light sandpapering on the wall and make sure there's no dust or grease on the wall. Then you screed the place, and then you have a good result. If you have mold on your wall, this is the best product you can use to treat the mold, and it will never come back, whether it's black mold, white mold, brown mold, or yellow mold. So this is the right product to use. This is a top mold defense. It's a mold defense system that will help you kill the mold and will never discolor your surface. It will never cause discoloration, and it is not harmful to your tiles. There are some mold defense that you use that is harmful, very very harmful to your tiles, that will discolor your tiles. But this one you can apply it, it will not add color to your paint or destroy your paint or even your tiles. So this is the best solution to use if you have mold on your wall, any type of mold at all. So use it. Within 30 minutes you are seeing the effect already. It kills the mold so that you don't have earth problem. Does tyroline stop dampness? The answer is no. But why? The reason is that tyroline does not contain waterproofing characteristics. Yes, if you are somebody that you have damp wall on your you have dampness on your wall, and then you use tyroline and you see that probably the wall is not peeling again. This is why. You see, when you use tyroline on the wall, because the surface is no more smooth, the paint peeling will not be obvious in most cases. But when you check the paint, when you check the minor details on the wall, you see that the paint is peeling and water is still there. For most tyroline wall, most people don't end up even painting them again. But when you see tyroline wall that are not painted, you still see water mark there. So tyroline will not stop water from affecting your wall. It's just a design. It's Nigerians that want to make tyroline to be stopping water. Why? Because they think it contains more cement and everything. No, if you have a place that water is disturbing, the best solution is to use Costa 2K, Crystal Coat, or any other damp proof material to damp proof the wall before you now apply tyroline on it. Alpha,
Fine.
you don't go.
Don't go. Oh, father, about 7,000.
Okay. Well, I'll be like bicycle.
You say, you don't go call local government chairman. Local government chairman go, I know. Now because she na he go pack. I don't know if he go pack. They follow me talk. They call local government chairman.
No,
Na my,
no way
na my neighbor there.
there.
His
Can we
senior
use?
sister. Na my person.
Can we use primer and
John,
paints?
na him give us that one. But now I did tell you. I did give you know. Go try for those bush.
Okay, this place. Okay, you could just no problem. So instead of using white paint as a primer, don't use white paint as a primer. This is the best thing to do. Get a normal primer, put it on your wall, and then paint your wall. So after using this normal primer, there's no need for you again to use any white paint as a base coat or as an undercoat to paint on your primer, because primers serve as that undercoat to prevent, in most cases, to prevent stain, to even block porosity on the wall, and to make your paint have a good coverage and stick better to the wall. So instead of using white paints which does not have these characteristics of a primer, use a primer and then paint your original paint on it. Whether it's weather mask you want to use, matte, satin, paint it on it, and then you have a great result. Why? Because primer also improve the beauty of your end result, which normal white paint cannot do. after applying damp-proof chemical, how long should you wait before you replaster the place? The answer is within 24 to 48 hours, as long as the damp-proof material you use is dry. For most damp-proof material, they will tell you 24 hours later you can do whatever it is you want to put on it. But for some, it's 48 hours. So it's safe to say, okay, after 48 hours and you notice that it's dry, yes, you can replaster your surface, rescreed it, and then repaint it. So that is when you need to, that's the time duration you wait for before replastering your surface after using any damp-proof material. If you have a door, whether it's an iron door or any other door, if you have a door, if you have an iron door that's already rusting, this is what you need to do to restore it back to its original position. What you need to apply is called anti-rust. So you need to sandpaper the surface, remove all those rustiness, apply anti-rust on it. If you have money, get you also use a primer and then repaint that particular door properly. You can give it to all this weather to help you repaint it, or even painters can repaint it if they have the spray, the normal spray machine, or even with roller for somebody that knows how to do it properly. So but use that anti-rust, it will prevent your iron from rusting, and it will prevent it from rusting and then spoiling your paints later on. So get anti-rust. It's usually in a can like this. Get it, use it on the door or window or anywhere that's rusting, and then you repaint the surface again. If you have a wall that is not screeded and you want to use weather mask on it, yes, you can use a primer on that particular wall before you use weather mask. Even though without using a primer, your weather mask will still go. But the condition that the situation you might need to use primer, which is very important then, is when you have is a recently plastered wall that is done, like most wall are done with cement. So that is done with cement, you need to use an alkali resistant primer, and then you use weather mask paint on it. Why? Because you don't want the cement to attack your weather mask paint, so that you won't have all those pattern on your wall at the end of the day. If you have a bathroom floor or wall that is causing problem for the other side of your house, for your rooms, this is what you need to do. You need to remove the tiles of that particular bathroom wall or floor, and then apply crystal coat and costa 2K, and then do the tiling back. So that way you have waterproof the wall, so that it will not affect the other side of the house or even people that are down below you. So waterproof the place with crystal coat and costa 2K, and then reinstall the tiles again. You won't have that problem again. But if you've already started seeing all those peeling on the other side of the wall of the bathroom, you need to also apply the crystal coat and costa 2K on the other side as well, so that it will stop the paint from peeling on the other side. And click close. See this one, you have closed it. And I know it will still do. So somebody says, how many drums of paint do I need to paint a two-bedroom and parlor apartment in and out? So you need to get a painter to visit the place and give you quotation, because there are different type size of room. So somebody says, do you teach? Take that and this still on. So you don't try, no.
You know, they are not okay. No, I've done it.
I think we are done, sir.